Frenchie Mae Cumpio and Duyan are convicted of terror financing. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. faces 2 new impeachment complaints. President Marcos spends a night in the hospital for medical observation. Ben&Ben releases the last song in its Mahiwaga Trilogy, Duyan. And Eala will headline the Philippine Women's Open. The Tacloban City Regional Trial Court convicts 26-year-old journalist Frenchie Mae Cumpio and 28-year-old lay worker Duyan of terror financing. But the two were acquitted of illegal possession of firearms and explosives. They've been in detention since 2020. Cumpio and Duyan's legal counsel, Juliana Agpalo, says her clients will pursue all legal remedies after the promulgation.
It's not something that we expected, syempre, because considering doon sa tinakbo noong kaso. However, we understand pa rin naman na it is still really, terror financing still really the weapon of choice when it comes to prosecuting or even silencing dissent, especially for journalists, community journalists.
She adds they also intend to file a motion to post bail. The two are sentenced to 12 to 18 years in prison. Local and international groups condemn the conviction, saying it sends a chilling message to the media, activists, and ordinary Filipinos. Committee to Protect Journalists Asia Pacific Director Bailey Yee calls the ruling absurd and says President Marcos's pledges to protect press freedom were nothing but empty talk. The Free Tacloban 5 network, meantime, says it condemns the state's continued use of the courts as instruments of political persecution. Progressive groups file a second impeachment complaint against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Thursday, January 22. The impeachment petition, endorsed by the 3-person Makabayan bloc, accuses Marcos of betrayal of public trust. The person supposed to receive the complaint, House Secretary General Cheloy Garafil, was not present. The petitioners insist that according to House rules, the complaint shall be filed with the Office of the Secretary General, not necessarily the Secretary General herself.
At yun na nga, ayaw nilang tanggapin. So ang ginawa ho namin ay nag-iwan kami ng kopya doon sa opisina. And as far as the complainants are concerned, we have complied with the rules.
There is one impeachment complaint already filed against Marcos on Monday, January 19, endorsed by Pusong Pinoy Representative Jet Nisay. If that complaint is junked, Marcos essentially gets 1 year's immunity from impeachment.
At ang pangamba natin, baka sinasadya na may mahinang complaint na sinasampa at yun ang i-endorso, yun ang papaboran para mapigilan yung iba pang complainants na maghain ng mas malakas na reklamo.
Later in the day, another group led by former Anakalusugan Congressman Mike Defensor attempted to file a third impeachment complaint but was also unsuccessful due to Garafil's absence. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. spent Wednesday evening, January 21, in the hospital. Undersecretary Claire Castro confirms Marcos stayed at the St. Luke's Medical Center in Quezon City. She adds Marcos has since been discharged and is back in Malacanang. The palace later released an interview transcript between Marcos and Castro in which the president said he was feeling better and the problem had been addressed. Marcos says doctors diagnosed him with diverticulitis, a condition linked to stress and aging. This would not be the first time Marcos and the palace disclosed a health issue. He was diagnosed with COVID-19 twice while in office, in 2022 during his first week as president and again in 2023. Filipino folk pop band Ben&Ben releases the new song Duyan, the last installment in its Mahiwaga Trilogy. The pop-rock ballad is about the real meaning of true love, deep affection, unwavering loyalty, and choice to remain committed. Writer and composer frontman Miguel Benjamin reveals he wrote the song 3 days before his wedding. He says, quote, "That day the idea of fully offering oneself to another person stayed with me. It's a love inspired by lifelong commitment, shared journeys, and selflessness." The Mahiwaga Trilogy is the band's thematic arc on romantic relationships. It includes Pagtingin, a song about love at first spark, and Araw-Araw, an ode to choosing your partner every single day. Duyan's music video stars real-life couple Gabby Garcia and Khalil Ramos, who also appeared in Pagtingin and Araw-Araw. Filipina tennis star Eala will participate in the Philippine Women's Open to be held at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center from January 26 to 31. This marks the country's first WTA 125 event, giving Eala a home tournament after a standout 2025. It also offers her a chance to bounce back from a 3-set loss to American Alicia Parks in her Australian Open singles debut. Eala says the event also marks a major milestone for Philippine tennis and will be a significant moment for Filipina players. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gutinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. For more updates, download the Rappler app.